letter about your stuff. Did you send a letter to Trey Gowdy?
Yes, I did.
Did you ever get any response?
He did nothing.
Yeah, you're not alone, man. I sent him a letter that went viral nationally, and he never, ever responded to me. How many of you read the letter that I sent to Trey Gowdy? Would anybody like to hear the letter that I sent to Trey? Mr. Gowdy, on Wednesday you stated on Hugh Hewitt's radio show that Congress doesn't have the authority to subpoena the server Hillary used during her term as Secretary of the State because, quote, House rules do not provide for that authority. You, sir, have just admitted that you and the rest of the House believe that Congress is powerless and that we live in a kingdom. I am absolutely sickened by the conviction with which you repeat this lie. I guess this is what happens when we elect politicians who are fundamentally ignorant of the Constitution, its purpose, and the power and duty it imposes upon our elected representatives. This statement is so repulsive to liberty, so aberrant to the principles of separation of powers, and so loathsome to the understanding of our constitutional republic that any representative who believes what you said in this radio interview should be ashamed of themselves. Alexander Hamilton said this, your consciences will reproach you for your folly, and your children's children will curse you. Why don't House rules give Congress authority? Because House rules are invented by politicians to create excuses for not following the Constitution. Then they don't have to do the right thing, they can do the politically easy thing. Mr. Gowdy, if what you say is true, we are all subjects to the executive branch, and that means we all live in a kingdom and not a constitutional republic. Sir, I believe you have forgotten that the House of Representatives is the people, and that you have just announced to the world that the people of America are powerless to their government. I really do not know how to express just how despicable our Congress has really become. Here's my advice. Stop making excuses and do your job. Stop worrying about House rules and follow the Constitution. If Congress is so fundamentally ignorant as to what that job is, then perhaps they all need to immediately resign their positions and attend some remedial training. May I advise that you need not abandon your, may I advise that you need to abandon your errant law school training, I know I went there, and get some truth. Hey Trey, I am not a subject. And if you believe you have no power to represent us, if you believe you have no power to defend liberty, if you believe you are powerless in front of a criminal who has participated in the murder of citizens, violated her constitutional duty to the people, has aided and abetted the enemy, and should be charged with treason and conspiracy to murder, you need to hang your head in shame, turn in your resignation, and go home. May I suggest you reread Article 2, Section 4? If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to contact me. I have some good sources on constitutional truth to recommend. Perhaps you might begin with Federalist 69 and the Cato Letters. Perhaps this article I've written might help you. Sincerely, in Liberty, KrisAnne Hall. Do you know that I was viciously attacked by conservatives for that letter? How dare you attack Trey Gowdy? He's up there working hard. He's doing what he can. He's limited and blah, 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 blah. You know what? I'm sick of their talk.
Yeah.
Trey Gowdy and all of these conservatives on these congressional hearings are a bunch of bulldogs with no teeth. All bark and no bite. And it's about time that we teach them some lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not answer my letter. Can you imagine? I mean, seriously. The nice thing was, right, because I mentioned Article 2, Section 4. Anybody know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Impeachment. So most of the attack was, oh, you can't impeach Hillary, you can't impeach Hillary, she's not in office anymore. That's a total lie. We've already established the precedent that you can impeach somebody who was in office that's not in office anymore. That has already happened by Congress. And after I wrote that letter and all that stuff stirred up, Judge Napolitano did a whole show on how you can impeach Hillary Clinton based on the precedent. So I was like, woo, maybe Judge Napolitano read my letter, because that's better than Trey Gowdy answering it any day. So.